Yeah, I won't say what formations, but there's no doubt with this group that we could play other formations. Uh, Specifically, one that I have in my mind, and we will at times, just because of the quality of players and the versatility we have in a lot of different players as well, as in regards to what positions they can play and the attributes they bring to those positions. Our window's open until May 3rd, so things can still happen, absolutely. I mean, there's all different things that can happen. We're not restricted in any way, shape, or form on our roster at the moment. We have spots, we have international slots, we have, you name it, we have it.
So you're still in search of that number 9, that striker or someone?
Again, I'll make the statement this way. We have acquired a player in every single position on the field to date, including a number 9 in Kyrie Shelton. And so I know going into this game, I'm 100% confident we have a team that can win. I don't mean just this game. I'm talking about through the course of the season and be very competitive. I'm not concerned from that perspective. We added, a 1 would be a starter, a 2 would be a guy who's right underneath that, and a 3 being a player in development. We have a 1, 2, or 3 in all positions except for the central striker position. I mean, we could play with that a little bit because we have other players that can play in that position. I wouldn't say that would be their first choice, but we will continue to improve our roster in all positions as we always have done. Again, May 3rd is when our window closes that we could acquire a player, do a trade in the league or whatever up to that point. But and then after that, we'll wait for the summer window and we go again. I want to emphasize this point. This is me now, right? I'm not saying that you said this, but I want to make sure that this gets noted, hopefully somewhere. It's extremely, in my opinion, disrespectful to the current guys that we have on our roster to not understand that we have guys that can stick the ball on the goal. If you look at last year, I said this the other night when I addressed the crowd at our event that we had. We don't shy away from the things that we are at times maybe not good at or we're weak at. We don't shy away. We know very well what we have to be better at. But you also have to take in consideration that sometimes it takes time to develop certain aspects of a game. And it's the hardest thing in sports because nobody likes to hear the word time. Everybody wants it right now. And I'll tell you that if you look at 2011, when we had our season here with the stadium open up, I might be off a game here, but in the first 10 games, we won 1 game, we had 6 losses, and we had 3 ties. We were last place team in the league, and everybody was panicking. And at the end of the season, we wound up being the team in first place in the Eastern Division. And then we went all the way to the final of the Eastern Conference. And so I'm a believer in that defending is by the team, attacking is by the team. You keep balls out of the goal because everybody's committed to that. You score goals because everybody's committed to that. It cannot rely just on one guy. Because if I've never built this team since I've been here on one player, and it never will be built on that on one player. And the reason being is because it takes a team to win in this sport. And so, as much as I understand that, it would be great if we could go out and get Messi and bring him in here, and everybody would be happy. But I'm gonna reiterate this and say it this way: we will, as long as I'm here, I will never ever be irresponsible with the responsibility that I have in finding players that fit this team. We're not going to settle for a player, and we're also not going to then just frivolously go out and spend on a player to say, hey, you know what? We signed a guy, we signed a number 9, but we also committed to him for 3 or 4 years, and he's not the right guy. At the end of the day, we're going to get the right person when the time is right. If it works out, great. If not, I truly believe that we have good enough players to score goals. So now, to answer the rest of your question, and that is, I think when you look at all 5 guys up front that are going to be playing on Sunday, which I'm not going to talk about who they are, but I say 5, 3 front guys and then the 2 attacking midfielders. All of those guys have the ability to score. if I recall, Ilie Sanchez scored a goal in preseason. Aiko Para has scored goals for us before. Zeus has. Sesanovic has. So we have the ability to do that. There's no doubt that new guys that we brought in, Johnny Russell, Johan Croizet, Felipe Hernandez, Kyrie Shelton, those guys can all score goals. And then let's not forget that you got a 20-year-old kid in Daniel Shellowy who, he came on big time last year. So I know it's a major topic of discussion, and I get all that. But you got to remember, last season's over. This is a new season. We got a lot of games ahead of us. Right now, I think we have 34, and so we haven't played one yet. And let's see how it starts to shape out. And I'm a big believer that this league also takes about the first 10 games before it really starts to, you know what you need. Because that's the great thing, I think, and that is we can spend the first 10 games really evaluating who we are, where our strengths are, and where our weaknesses are. And at the same time, if we're smart when it comes to the roster and managing the cap, that we leave ourselves some room for the summertime to then make an acquisition based on maybe what a necessity or a need is at that point. Okay?